Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 Apba bats league here. We got the Chicago White Sox traveling up to down to Washington to take on the Senators here on April 22nd, the second game of a four-game series. And let's take a look at the visiting White Sox lineup. Leading off playing shortstop is Luke Appling. Batting second, playing second, Eddie Collins. Batting third, playing right field is Bibb Falk. Batting fourth, playing left field is Carl Reynolds. Excuse me, excuse me again. Excuse me, darn it.
Bonura. Bonura.
And batting fifth and playing first base, Zeke Panera. And batting sixth, playing center field is Happy Flesh. Batting seventh and playing third base is Buck Weaver. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Sherman Lohr. Batting ninth and doing the pitching is Ed Welsh. Let's take a look now at the the hometown. Get it right here, won't we? Washington Senators here. And we got leading off for the Senators playing center field, Sam Rice. Batting second, playing shortstop is Cecil Travis. Batting third, playing right field is Goose Goslin. Batting fourth, playing third base is Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, playing left field is Roy Sievers. Batting sixth, playing first base is Mickey Verne. Batting seventh and playing second base is Buddy Meyer. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Muddy Rule. And on the mound, batting ninth is the General Crowder. And let's get down here to the stadium, get this game started, folks. And Luke Appling's going to lead off, batting .333 with no homers and 5 RBIs. This is General Crowder's first appearance of the season. And the General in 1932 pitched in 50 games, started 39, was 26-13 with one save with a 3.33 ERA. Here's the first pitch to Luke. And that's going to be a rare play on a 39 and a 26. 39 and a 26. And that's going to be an 11. That ball's going to be hit down the short. We'll need to re-roll some dice. Travis is a 9 down there. 45, that'll be fielding column 1. And that's going to be a nice play by Travis. He fields that ball deep in the hole, fires over to Mickey Vernon. That'll be out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the first. Brings up Eddie Collins now. And Eddie is batting only a 100 on the season. No homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit against the General. So Collins is down at first with 1 out. And Bibb Falk steps up to the plate. And Bibb is batting .467 with a homer and 4 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the left field, but Serves got it for out number 2. And it'll bring up Carl Reynolds. And Reynolds is batting .286 with 2 homers and 5 RBI. And against the righty, that's going to be a 16. 8, and that is going to be a pop-up down the third. And Killebrew makes the play, and that'll do it. And the White Sox strand one. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Chicago nothing. Senators due up with Rice, Travis, and Goslin. And this is Sam Rice batting 421 with no homers and one RBI going up against Ed Walsh. This is Ed's second appearance. He's 1-0 with a 1 ERA. Here's the pitch from Ed. And that's going to be against a righty of 25. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Happy makes the catch out there for out number one. And that brings up Cecil Travis now. And Travis is batting 359 on the year. No, he's not. What's going on here? Let's do this again here. Change this here. Don't want real life. Do it that way. There we go. And Travis now. He's batting a $125 on the year with one homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be against a righty 22. That's going to be a nice play down at second by Eddie Collins. He's up with it, fires over to Zeke for out number two. Here comes Goose Goslin up now. And Goose is batting 308 on the year. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Appling. He fires across the diamond, and that'll end the inning. Senators go down in order. We go to the top of the second. And it's
Bonera.
And we got Bonera due up, lead off the top of this second here.
WALSH. WALSH.
This isn't good. So Bonera followed by Felsh, and sorry about that. Buck Weaver's steam yard seems so Bonera is batting 111 with 1 homer and 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And Rice is going to make the catch for out number one. Here in the top of the second. And Happy Flesh is up now. And Happy's batting an even 400 on the year with no homers and 3 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out Happy. We're out number two. That's Ed Walsh's first strikeout of General Crowder's first strikeout of the game. 2 down now, and Buck Weaver at the plate. And Buck Weaver is batting 273 on the year. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be against the righty. 14. That's going to be a base hit. Nice job by Weaver. Beats out that slow Board here. And it brings up Roy Serves. Sorry, it doesn't. What am I talking about? It's going to bring up old Sherman. Sherman steps up to plate. He's batting .333. No homers and 1 RBI. See what Lore can do here. And that's going to be hit in behind the plate. And Muddy takes off the mask, makes the catch. And again, White Sox strand one. We get to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Killebrew serves and Vernon due up here in the bottom of the second. And Killebrew is batting .333 on the season with 1 homer and 4 RBIs. And you can see the White Sox schedule. They got doubleheader tomorrow against these Senators. Then they go on the road, play 2 games at Detroit, and then they go back stay on the road and play a game in Baltimore. Here's the pitch to Killebrew. And that's going to be a slow roller down to Collins. He fires over to first for out number 1. And Roy Serves comes to the plate here. And Serves batting a nice 600 on the season. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a roller down the short. Appling's up with it. He fires across the diamond. 2 ground balls, 2 outs here. It's up to Mickey Vernon now to get something started. And Mick is batting .214 on the year. He has no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Weaver. Bucks fires across the diamond over Zeke. And that will do it. 1, 2, 3 go. The Senators to the top of the third we go. At the bottom part of the order, due up in Ed Walsh. Then back to the top of the order in Appling and Collins. And Ed Walsh, this is his 4th plate appearance. He's batting .333 because we don't need no stinking DH with no homers and no RBIs. And that's a ground ball down to Buddy at second. He fires over to Vernon for out number 1. And Luke Appling's up now. And Luke is 0 for 1 today. And he grounded out the short his first time up. That's going to be a fly ball out to right in center field. And that'll be out number 2 for the White Sox here in the top of the third. Eddie Collins, he singled his first time up, if I remember correctly. He's 1 for 1 today. And here's the pitch to Collins. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll do it. And the White Sox go down 1, 2, 3 to the bottom of the third we go. In the bottom part of the order, due up here. We got Buddy Meyer, Muddy Rule, and General Crowder up here for the Senators. And it's tied up at nothing. And Buddy is batting .083 on the season. No homers and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Buddy. And that's going to be against the righty. That is going to be a fly ball out to Happy in center field. And that'll be out number 1. Muddy Rule up now. See if he can get something going here for the Senators with 1 out. And Muddy is 0 for. He's batting a .154, no homers, and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. You don't want to do that. Hitting under 200, walking him. And the General will come up now, try to bunt him into scoring position. And this is the General's first plate appearance of the year. And in 1932, he batted .221. Not a bad hitting pitcher with no homers and 9 RBIs. Let's see if he can get the bunt down. And 31. And that's going to be hit down to first base. And Zeke's only play is going to be to fire it over to Eddie covering first. And that'll be out number 2. Gets the runner in scoring position, and back to the top of the order we go, and Rice. So Muddy's down with 2 outs. Not very much speed down there, but 2 outs he may be able to score on a well hit ball here. Rice is 0 for 1. He flew out to center. And that's going to be a fly ball out to his counterpart Happy in center field, and that'll do it. Then the Senators strand one. We get to the top of the 4th. We're still looking for a run. It's nothing. We got Falk, Reynolds, and Zeke due up here. And Bibbs 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And he gets a hold of this one. Bibbs having a great start to this season, folks. And that's going to be a double into the gap out there in right field. So Bibbs aboard here with a leadoff double, nobody out. Reynolds up with a runner in scoring position. And the White Sox capitalize here. Carl Reynolds is up, and Reynolds is 0 for 1 today. He popped up to third his first time up. And that's going to be another pop up. This one's going to be popped up down to second. Buddy makes the play. That'll be out number 1. Runner still down there at second. And Zeke grabs the bat and steps up to the plate. And Zeke is 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And a 22 on an 8. That's a line drive. And Bibb gets back to second, just does. So now there's 2 outs. And Bibb's still down at second. Can Happy drive him in here and give the White Sox a 1-0 lead with 2 outs? Happy struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a infield. Let's see what their infield is. 9, 12, 16, 24, 32, 33. That'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Muddy takes the mask off, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. And the White Sox strand another one. We get to the bottom of the 4th. We got Travis, Goslin, and Killebrew due up here. And Travis is 0 for 1 today, grounded out to second. And that's going to be a swing and a miss as Ed Walsh strikes him out for out number 1. And the goose comes up. And Goslin's 0 for 1 today. See if Goslin can get something started here. He grounded out short his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Goose gets aboard here with 1 out. And Killebrew's up now. Not who you want to see if you're a White Sox fan. Killebrew is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to second. And that'll be against a righty at 27. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Reynolds makes the catch for out number 2. The runner stays put. And it's up to Serves here to get something going and get the Senators on the board. Roy grounded out to short his first time up. And against the 26, that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nice job by Ed Walsh. Strikes him out. That ends the inning. The Senators strand one into the top of the 5th we go with the bottom part of the order due up. Weaver, Lohr, and Walsh. Buck singled his first time up. And he's going to get another base hit. So Buck's aboard again with a single in the right field. And here comes Sherm up now. Can he do something with Weaver down there? Weaver, excellent speed down there at first, and he might be taking off here. A 3, no, he's going to stay put for now. So Sherm's 0 for 1. He popped up the second, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out Lore for out number 1. And Ed Walsh is up, and we're going to let him swing away here. Not be the best decision, but we're going to let him swing away. He's not a bad hitting pitcher. So here's the pitch. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. Travis makes the catch. And that'll be out number 2. And Weaver is going to try to take off and steal here, folks. Try to get in scoring position here with 2 outs. So that'll be a minus 321. He's got a 50 chance here getting in scoring position, a 36 or lower. And he gets thrown out trying to steal. And that'll end the inning. Not the worst thing in the world. Luke will lead off the top of the 6th. So now we go to the bottom of the 5th. You got Vernon due up here, followed by Buddy Meyer and Muddy Rule. And Vernon is 0 for 1. He grounded out the 3rd his first time up. That's going to be a fly ball out the bib and right. And Falk makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes Buddy Meyer. Trying to get on track here. He's off to a slow start this year. He's batting under 100. He's 0 for 1 today. He flew out the center. And he does get a hold of this one, folks. Buddy's going to get a base hit here. And that ball is hit into the gap. That's going to be a 1-out double. And the Senators got a runner in scoring position for Muddy Rule. Let's see if Ed can pitch around this mistake. 1 down, runner on second. And Rule was 0 for 1 walk today, rather. And that's going to be against 27. That's going to be a single in the right field. And they're going to send Buddy home. Let's see if he can make it here. Try to get on the board. 3. It'll be a 44. So let's see here. 29. 55 or less. He's in there safely. And he's in there safely. An RBI single by Muddy. And the Senators are up 1-0. And now you got the general up. The runner down at first. He'll try to bunt him in the scoring position. Already up 1-0. And the general, he had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. And that's going to be a 30. And that ball's going to be bunted down the 3rd. Buck Weaver's only plays over to 1st with Zeke covering. And that'll be out number 2. But you got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Rice. So Sam's up. He's 0 for 2 today. He's flown out the center both times up. And that's going to be a ground ball this time. Down the second. And Collins will throw that ball over to first in the inning. But the Senators get 1 on the RBI by Rule and take a 1-0 lead into the top of the 6th. Wow, the top of the order due up here for the White Sox. Appling was up when Buck got thrown out trying to steal. Then followed by Collins and Falk. And Luke is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a base hit. Appling's aboard here with a leadoff single in the right. And that'll bring up Eddie Collins now. And run down at first. And we're going to do a little bit of hit and run, I believe, here. So Collins is going to hit and run. Here's the pitch to Collins. And a 32 on a 26. Hit and run. That'll get the runner down to second. There won't be a play at first. At second. So that's a 4-3 put out. And that gets Appling in the scoring position for Falk. And Bibb is 1 for 2 today. I think he doubled his last time up. I remember correctly. Yep, he doubled and flew out the left. A double here will score Appling. They'll take that against the righty. Make him a 13 on an 8. And that's going to be a nice play down there at second by Buck Weaver. And that's going to be a fly. Sorry, that's going to be hit down the third. Killebrew makes a nice play out in the left field for out number 2. So Luke's still down at second. Can Reynolds drive him in here, folks, to tie this ball game up? And Reynolds is 0 for 2 today. He has popped up twice, once the third, once the second. He didn't pop up this time, folks. That ball is hit into deep center field and gets in that corner out there. Rice goes and gets it. Reynolds is rounding second. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. He's in there with a triple, and this game's tied up at 1 apiece. So now you got a runner third and 2 outs in a 1-1 ball game. Can Zeke put the White Sox on top here? Zeke is 0 for 2. He's flown out and hit a line drive right to Buddy. Hit the ball hard his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball this time. Rice gets there, makes the catch. That'll end the inning. But the White Sox get that run right back, and we're still tied up now at 1 apiece. 6th, we got Travis up here, followed by Goslin and Killebrew. And Cecil is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Reynolds makes the catch. That'll be out number 1. And here comes Goslin. And Goose is 1 for 2. Goslin's grounded out the short and singled his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. And that is Ed's second walk of the game. So Goslin tries on down the first. That brings up Killebrew now. So the go-ahead runner is down at first with 1 out. The White Sox would love to see a ground ball try to double him up here. Killebrew doesn't have much speed. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flew out the left. And that's a tailor-made double play down to Luke. He fires over to Collins, over to Zeke. 6-4-3 double play gets him out of the mess. We go to the top of the 7th. It is still 1-1. We got Happy due up here, followed by Weaver and Lohr. And Happy's 0 for 2, struck out and popped up the muddy rule. And that's going to be a rare play on a 40 and a 16. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. No, that's going to be ball 1, just called outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Can Happy take advantage of it? And not this time. Well, that's going to be another rare play, a 40 and a 52. And that's going to be ball 2. Now it's a 2-0 count to Happy. And he hits that ball right back to the mound. The Generals got it. Fires over to Mickey for out number 1. Here comes Buck Weaver up now. Weaver's having a darn good game. He is 2 for 2 today. Can he get back on base? As Aaron Reed joins us here. And here's the pitch to Buck. And that's going to be another base hit in the right field. Weaver 3 for 3. He's standing down at first now. And we got the Sherman up. Lures up here with 1 out. Buck down at first. Buck with excellent speed. A double probably scores him. Can Sherman drive him in? Nope, that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. That'll be out number 2. And here comes Ed Walsh. And Walsh, I believe Ed is 0 for 2 today. Let's see if he can help his own calls out here. Because we don't need no stinking DH. He's grounded out the second and popped up the short. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Rice in center field. And the White Sox strand 1. We go to the 7th inning stretch, tied up at 1 apiece. And we got Roy Sears, Vernon, and Meyer due up here. Roy's 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Appling at short. He fires across the first to Zeke for out number 1. And here's Mickey Vernon. And Mick is 0 for 2. He's off to a slow start this year, only batting .88. And he is grounded out today and flew out the right. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Walsh strikes him out for out number 2. And Buddy Myers up now. And Buddy is 1 for 2 today. He hit a double his first time up and came around to score the only run for the Senators. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts out into the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still tied at 1 apiece. Top of the order due up here for the White Sox. We got Appling, Collins, and Falk. And the general takes the mound. And Luke is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Rice in center field. That'll be out number 1. Now, could Eddie Collins get on here and get something going? Eddie's 1 for 3 today. Eddie singled, grounded out the third and the second. Short and the second. And that's going to be a base on balls. White Sox will take it. Go ahead runs down at first. And Bibb Falk steps up to the plate here in the top of the 8th. And Bibb deliver. He's off to a great start this year. He's 1 for 3 today. He has flown out, doubled rather, and popped up the third. A double score Collins, I bet you. Not this time. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. 16. And they'll get Eddie Collins out at second. That's all they'll get. So Bibbs down at first. No double play. And Reynolds is up now. And Carl Reynolds is 1 for 3. He tripled and drove in the only run of the game for the White Sox. Can he do it again here? Falk with good speed. 2 outs, a double will definitely score him. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Can Reynolds deliver here on the 2-0 pitch? And he does, folks. And that's going to be a second triple of the game. That ball is hit in the left field out there in that deep part of the park. He's rounding second, headed for third. And he's got his second triple of the game. And he gives the White Sox a 2-1 lead. Now you got Reynolds down at third with 2 outs. And Zeke give the White Sox some insurance run. And Zeke is 0 for 3. He has flew out to center twice, lined it out to second. And poor Zeke is struggling, so he might be due. He's only 2 for 21 in this season. One of his hits is a homer. And that's going to be hit down the third. And that's going to be a nice play by Killebrew. Makes a nice play back behind the bag. Fires over to first to get Zeke. That ends the inning. But the White Sox score 1 on the triple. And lead this game 2-1 as we go to the bottom part of the order due up here for the Senators. We got Rule will have a pitch hitter for the general, then back to the top of the order and Rice. Muddy is 1 for 1. He's walked and singled in a run, driven in the only run, and he squares this one up, folks. Muddy Rule's having a good game, and that's going to be a double in the right field. Lead off double gets the tying run on at scoring position, and we'll have a pitch hitter for the general, and that'll get the bullpen up here for the White Sox. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And here comes the judge. I believe the judge is going to come off the bench. Joe Judge is coming off the bench. Muddy down there at second. They'll try to get a double play ball here. Get out of this mess. And where's the judge? There's Joe Judge. The first judge in MLB. And Judge on the season is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to him. Muddy down at first. Not very good speed. Can they get a double play here? And nope, that ball's well hit. The judge puts a charge into it. And that ball is hit into the gap in right field. Let's see here. 42. I don't think he's going to be able to score. With nobody out. A 20. Do they want to take a chance here on a 20? He's going to stop at third. Nobody out here. The judge with a double. And Muddy stops at third. And that'll force the White Sox to bring the infield in. And that's probably going to be it here for Ed Walsh. They'll probably bring in the lefty. And see which lefty they'll bring in here. I think they're going to bring in White. I think he only pitched to 1 or 2 batters. And yesterday's game, if I remember right, you got Rice due up and then Travis and Goslin. Bunch of lefties due up here. White pitched to 7 batters. How many did Lee pitch to? Lee pitched to 10. So we're still going to go with Doc here. Doc's going to come out here. Try to put a halt to this as Ed Walsh can't get through this 8th inning here. Tying run down at third. Go ahead run down at second. And Sam Rice is up. Like I say, the infield will be in. First and second, nobody out. And this is Doc's fourth game of the year. He's pitched 3 1/3, hasn't given up a run. And Sam is 0 for 3. He's flown out to center twice, grounded out to second. Here's a pitch to Sam. And that's going to be a 35. That'll be hit down the first. And that's going to be a 33 on a 2. He's not that good of a fielding first baseman. That'll be fielding column 3. And that'll be a fly out in the shallow right field. And that'll hold the runners. So that'll be out number 1. So Doc gets the first small important out. Now Travis is up, and here's the question. Does Joe come in here? And I believe he does. I'm going to pitch it here for Travis. Bring in Joe. So that'll be it for Travis. He was 0 for 3 today. They're going to go with a righty. They'll keep infield in. Can Joe Collin come through here for the Senators? 1 out now, still second and third. And Joe will stay in the game and play shortstop. And Joe is batting .375 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a 39. That's the catcher. And 51 on a 9. That still should be. He's a damn good fielding catcher. 51, that'll be fielding column 1. And he's going to pick the runner off third, folks. Sherm throws down the third, and they get muddy. What was he thinking? What was he thinking? See here, I want to check one thing. How to give the assist. How to give the assist to the catcher here. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. I don't want the pitcher to get the pick off here. Maybe I just do a, let's see. It looks like it's going to give the darn assist to the pitcher, and I don't want to do that. I don't know if I can put in there pick off 2-5 or not. Let's try that. So I don't see anything. Let's see if I can do that. Hmm. Oh, a PC. Looks like that's all I got to do is a PC. Okay. Sorry about that. Just seen it. PC R3. See if that'll work, folks. Yep, that'll work. A PC. Have to remember that. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at second. Doc might just get out of this mess with nobody scoring. A base running blunder by Muddy. Don't know what he was thinking. Here's the pitch to Joe. They're not out of the woods yet, and they're not out of the woods. Joe squares this one up, folks. They get the pick off down at third, and that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Joe just hits a 2-run homer and gives the Senators a 1-run lead. Home run by Joe. And they thought they was going to get out of this with nobody scoring on a 2-run shot. And that brings up the Goose now with nobody on and 2 outs. The Senators now lead this game 3-2. And Doc couldn't get the job done with the lefties. Goose is 1 for 2. He is grounded out, singled in, walked. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going back to back jacks. Now it's a 2-run lead. And that's going to be it for Doc. So he comes out of the game. They'll have a righty come in now. So Doc can't get the job done. And Stanley's going to come in the game here, try to get him out of this mess. Already 3 runs have scored here, up 2-1. Back-to-back home runs has given the Senators a 2-run lead. All righty. So Killebrew's up now. Still nobody on, but now it's a 4-2 ball game. Killebrew's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and flew out the left. And that'll end the inning. That'll be a ground ball down to Appling. Too little, too late, maybe, as 3 runs come across the plate in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-2 Washington. Let's see here if they're going to keep in. See who they're going to bring in here to pitch here. That is the question now. You got the righty, a switch hitter, and a righty due up. Porterfield's going to come in the game here. So Porterfield come in, try to close this game out. The Senators don't have much of a bullpen. They almost blew yesterday's game. Let's see if the White Sox can come back here in the top of the 9th. Down by 2. And he's going to stay in jail, stay in and play short. And we're ready now. So Joe stays in after that big 2-run homer and is going to play short. You got Happy due up here, followed by Buck Weaver and Lure. And Happy's 0 for 3. Can he get on base? The White Sox needs a base runner, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Buddy at second. Over to first for out number 1. Oh, this is Porterfield's second appearance. He's 0-1. He's pitched 1/3 of an inning. He has struck out 1, walked 3, and given up an unearned run. That brings up Buck Weaver, and Weaver is 3 for 3 today. Can he get on base again, folks? He has singled 3 times today. And not this time. That's going to be a ground ball back to Porterfield, and that'll be out number 2. And the White Sox are down to their last at bat. And are they going to let Sherm bat? They are. Sherm's going to bat here. And he is 0 for 3. Can he get a base hit here today? Keep this game alive. He has popped up to the catcher, struck out, and flew out to left. And that's going to be a base on balls. Laura will trot on down the first. They're going to have a pitch runner for him here. See who's going to come out of the dugout and pitch run. And it's going to be Minnie Mioso who's going to pitch run for him. And then we need a batter here for Stanley. Stutter and Stanley. Let's see here. He's come out of the dugout and pitch hit. And it's going to be Harper's going to come out and pitch hit. So first we get the pitch runner down there, Minnie Mioso. So the White Sox ain't giving up yet. So Minnie will come in and pitch run. And Hopper. Or Hooper will come in here. Hooper is going to come in here and pitch hit. Bring on the lefty to face Bob Porterfield. There's Harry. So runner down at first. 2 outs. A double will tie this game up with Minnie speed. And here's the pitch to Harry. He is 1 for 4. He has got 1 RBI. Can he pick up number 2 here today, folks? And let's re-roll them as that didn't make it through the tray. And that's going to be against the righty, a 14 and a 7. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Minnie Mioso will get down the third. And the White Sox are making some noise here with 2 outs in the bottom of and top of the 9th. So we got a base hit in the right field, a runner down at third and first. And Appling comes up to the plate. Can Luke, is the force going to be with Luke and tie this ball game up as Ken Castro joins us this in time? Washington bullpen. You know what it was like, Ken. It is a struggle once you get to this bullpen. Luke Appling's 1 for 4. He is grounded out, flew out the center, singled, came around the score, and flew out the center his last time up. Can Appling deliver here against Bob Porterfield and tie this game up? And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He'll go the short way over to second, and that'll end the game. And again, the Senators barely hold on here and win this game 4-2. They sure make it interesting. That's for sure. They won 2 close ball games. Give them credit here against these White Sox. Now they got a double header coming up against them. Take a look here at the box score. And the White Sox, 2 runs and 9 hits. They out hit the Senators, but again, they can't deliver. The Senators, 4 runs on 7 hits. Carl Reynolds was 2 for 4. And Buck Weaver had a hell of a game, folks, going 3 for 4. But nobody could drive him in. The White Sox were 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. You had the triple by Reynolds, 2 triples. That was the only run scored today was by Reynolds was the 2 triples. He drove in 2 runs. Again, the White Sox left 8 men on base. You had Goose Goslin going 2 for 3 today. And Muddy Rule, even though he got picked off at third, that didn't cost him because Joe Collin came up and hit a 2-run homer to give him the lead. Again, the Senators 2 for 4 and very productive with runners in scoring position. They only left 3 men on base. They took advantage of the few opportunities they had. Give them credit. Ed Walsh goes 7 innings, no decision, gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 4. Doc White comes in, pitches 2/3 of an inning, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 home runs. And Stanley gets the last out. And the General gets his first win of the year. He's 1-0, goes 8 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 2. Porterfield came in the ninth, made it interesting. 1 inning, 1 hit, and 1 walk. Yeah, this whole bullpen, it's not much of a bullpen. Not in this league. Not in this league. Yeah, that's for sure. It's scary when you go to this. Let's take a look at the standings here. Not a lot to look at, but I enjoy looking at them. It's early in the year yet. You got the Yankees leading a game and a half up on these Senators now as they have won 2 in a row. Orioles are a game and a half back. Cleveland 2 games back along with the Tigers. Red Sox are 2.5 games back. And these White Sox have lost 4 in a row after starting 2-0, are now 3 games back. And the A's are 3.5 games back. And in the National League, you got the Giants, Dodgers, and Braves tied up. The Cubbies are a half a game back along with the Pirates and the Phillies. Cardinals are a game back. And the Reds are a game and a half back. Al Simmons leading the American League with a .571 average. Ruth with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs and leading the American League. Remember, not everybody's played the same amount of games, guys. Zach Wheat batting .389. Henry Aaron with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs leading the National League. Of course, early in the year, you're going to have a few pitchers with a 0 ERA leading. And again, remember, not everybody has pitched the same amount of games. Jack Chesbro with 2 wins, Page with 2 saves leading the American League. And in the National League, you got 2 pitchers with 2 wins, Kid Nichols and Dazzy Vance, and Don McMahon with 2 saves. Right now, Babe Ruth leading in the MVP in the American League, and Jack Chesbro in the Cy Young vote, even though Cy Young's still playing. And Henry Aaron's leading in the MVP, and Dazzy Vance is leading with the Cy Young. Aaron's hitting .357 in his last 7 games, 12 RBIs, and scored 8. And Babe Ruth .348. 11 RBIs and 7 runs. Eddie Matthews, .308, 7 RBIs and 7 runs. Ken Williams, .385, 5 RBIs and 8 runs. And Hugh Duffy, 385, 5 RBIs and 7 runs. And the pitchers, you got Clark Griffith with a 1 ERA and 9 innings. And Reynolds, 1.08 ERA. Buck Walters, 129. Thornton Lee, a 225. And Carl Eske, a 3 ERA. You got Gehrig, Baby Doll Jackson, Marty McManus, and Ty Cobb with 6-game hitting streaks in the American League. Duffy with a 7-game hitting streak in the National League. Oh, thank you, Ken, buddy. I appreciate it. And we'll be back here later on this afternoon with the doubleheader on the 23rd of this series. Let's see who's going to be pitching here. We're going to have the Big Train Johnson pitching for the Senators against Eddie for the White Sox. So, believe it or not, these Senators might win 3 in a row against these White Sox. Never would have thought that. He's pitching in the second game here, this doubleheader, because we can't go by this, because it's not going to be. It'll be Frank Smith going for the White Sox in game number 2, and Jim Shaw going for game number 2 for the Senators. So that'll be what's coming up next on the channel here. I want to thank Ken Castro and Aaron Reed for joining us. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. And on your way out of Washington, D.C., before you stop by all the sites, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care.